right, good morning, folks. It's 52.5 degrees on August 11th, day 131. It's 5:45, man. Slept way in. Gotta wake up. All right, good morning again, folks. It is 6:57, 53 degrees even, and I'm just leaving a breakfast crossing right back over where I camped in order to keep going north. Yeah, so waking up on the CDT, that's pretty exciting. Waking up super late on the CDT, that's not quite as exciting. I did not at all intend to sleep so late this morning. I guess the cloud cover just kind of threw off my gauge of the sun. So I'd set my alarm per usual at 4:30, but typically I'll kind of like just kind of do like a self-appointed snooze. And kind of stay in bed another little bit. But boy, I'll tell you, there's a big difference between 10 or 20 minutes and whatever it was, an hour and 15 minutes, which is how long I stayed in bed after my alarm went off this morning. But a bit of a bummer because I kind of wanted to be up and out early and cranking miles, because every mile I do today is a mile I don't have to do ahead of my arrival into town tomorrow. At least that's the plan. But we'll kind of see how far we're able to get today, honestly, at this point. Let's see what else. I did, just for the record, I got an email back yet again from Z-Packs. Dude was kind of apologetic about the tone he had assumed in his previous correspondence, and so far as I'm concerned, we're at peace. After that sort of snippy email, he was pretty conciliatory, so that's fine. And again, hopefully that pack will be in Helena for me tomorrow, but we'll kind of see. I mean, who knows? Aside from that, you may have noticed in yesterday's video, some of the final clips, maybe the final clip, I don't know, that I had my water bladder strapped onto my pack full of 3 liters of water. Well, there's this little stretch here. So I said I did 22 to get back to the CDT, and then another 7 or 8 or something on the CDT yesterday, for a total of like 29 or something. Well, the final 3 miles or so before rejoining the CDT was totally dry. There was a spring. Basically, there was a spring 3 miles before rejoining the CDT. And then once I was on the CDT, I didn't see any water at all yesterday. And luckily, a mix of the U.S. Geological topographic map and Far Out both had kind of prepared me for that eventuality. So I stopped at that spring 3 miles before rejoining the CDT, slammed a liter and hauled out 5 liters, very old school New Mexico, and carried or drank that 5 liters all the way into camp. And now I'm carrying out 2 full liters after breakfast. But it looks like there's water in 2 miles, which I'll skip for sure. And then water pretty regularly after that for the rest of the day, which is good. So hopefully that was just a one and done on that 11 pounds of water I was carrying yesterday. But yeah, aside from that, no sign of grizzly bears last night. That's good. Just a couple of hooting owls this morning. It did rain like the dickens last night. And the wind picked up quite a bit, although luckily not at the same time. It rained like crazy, and then the wind started blowing after the rain shut off, so that was pretty good. Stayed dry, stayed comfortable, and obviously slept pretty well through it all. So that's all I got. I'm gonna get hiking, hopefully try and get some distance in today, and we'll see how we go. I'll check in with you all later. he's a coyote with some kind of kill. I think he just spotted me. Yeah, he's carrying something. Good afternoon, folks. 2:58 p.m. and 71.8 degrees in the shade. I'm just leaving the shade after a little lunch. Had the Knorr power rice blend, the burrito power rice blend or something with the tuna packet, which was nice. I also, as I was cooking, cracked into a bag of Snyder's of Hanover hot buffalo wing pretzels, sourdough pretzels, which I decided to pack out this time. So a good lunch, definitely a good lunch. About just a touch over 20 miles into the day, and it's been a mild day weather-wise. I think the warmest I've seen has been like 74 or something. Whew, sorry, I just started walking. And yeah, no real weather or wind or anything. Sadly, not a whole ton of views today either. A few good ones, for sure. I think the few I've seen have been nice, but for the most part, it's just been this kind of green tunnel action, which is fine. And up until about 2 miles ago, it's been pretty cruisy, but definitely, I think the blowdowns have intensified and become more frequent recently, so that's kind of slowed me down a touch. But anyways, yeah, I ran into a southbounder a little earlier this morning. Seemed decently friendly, but certainly not super friendly. Didn't really seem very interested in having a chat, so that's all right, whatever. Hike your own hike. But it was cool to see. Not quite my first southbounder, but I guess probably the first southbounder I've seen on the official trail, so that's kind of cool. Oh my goodness. Aside from that, not much else to report, to be honest with you. Still no sign of bears. So just kind of cruising along. I think what I'd like to do today, again, it's pretty much 3 o'clock, is per usual, push till about 7. And it looks like there's a pond or something that might have some kind of camping spots, tent spots next to it, up in about 12 miles, which pretty much jives with the 7 o'clock finish. And if I'm able to make it there, I think I leave myself just about 12 or 15 miles to get to the hitch point for Helena tomorrow, which would be nice. Yeah, I think with that, that's really all I have to catch you up on. Yeah, I guess I'll work on focusing on breathing and getting up this hill and over these blowdowns. So I'll check in with you guys over at camp. All right, good evening, folks. It is 7:24 p.m., 79.4 degrees. So it's warmed up a little bit this afternoon, this evening. I haven't made it quite yet to camp, but I think it's maybe a quarter mile, maybe less. There's like a little pond or lake or something that I'm going to camp next to. And it's actually the first of, well, I should say the more trail south of a pair of lakes or ponds or whatever. The second of which is about maybe a mile beyond, I think. I don't know, something like that. And that second lake or pond or whatever is actually going to be my final water source before McDonald Pass, which again is the natural hitch point for Helena. But I think I'm about 12 and a half or 13 miles or something like that from McDonald Pass. So I kind of set myself up nicely for tomorrow. And I think the plan is going to be just to carry out, you know, I mean, obviously just carry out as much water as I need to get to the pass tomorrow. But yeah, man, today was you know, I mean, it's a nice way to end scenery wise, but you know, it's been a lot of green tunneling today. That's fine. I'm familiar with that off the AT last year. Otherwise, not a terrible day. There were definitely some stretches of pretty rough blowdowns. But I've seen worse, you know, and I'll probably see worse again in some of the sections coming up in the coming weeks or whatever. The only thing I'll mention that was the biggest bummer of today was just eating spider webs, man. Just eating them. I mean, tons of spider webs everywhere. It was pretty much brutal. I mean, frequently, you know, walking through 4 or 5 webs in a minute, sometimes more than that, sometimes fewer than that, which was nice, but kind of just brutal, for sure. But you know, I mean, I don't think I got bit or anything. There's probably like 5 spider webs on my pack right now. That's usually the way that works. Is once you're walking through spider webs, eventually, invariably, some will wind up on you, and then start spinning their new home on your pack, which again is something I'm familiar with off the AT last year. Man, check out this cool pond. That's just beautiful. It's nice to see a pond that isn't totally encircled in cow hooves and excrement. Yeah, that's real pretty. This is gonna make a real pretty camp tonight. Looks like there's a couple of more established campsites that I just kind of walked past. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and pitch up my tent and turn in for the night, get this video processing and all that malarkey. That final shot of the day was a water cache set out by a trail angel Tom, or Junkie Joints, I guess I take to be his trail name, perhaps a thru-hiker himself. And he does shuttles from McDonald's Pass into Helena and back, and obviously sets out those water jugs as well, which is really cool, and a great way to advertise, and kind of set yourself off on the good graces of the community. But I think my plan is probably going to be just to try and hitch in from the pass tomorrow, and then kind of weigh whether I want to try and hitch out or whether I want to spend $30 on Tom for a shuttle to get back to trail. What I expect will be the day after. I don't think I'm going to zero in Helena, but it's not the plan right now. But we'll kind of see how the town looks. Yeah, pretty tired. Pretty happy with the progress I made today, considering the late start. Still took lunch and everything, and I didn't mention that yesterday I didn't take lunch. I just ate so much breakfast food in town that I just kind of mashed snacks the whole time and called that good, which worked. It was fine. But yeah, definitely today I wanted to take lunch, and now I want to go to sleep. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much.